Businesses are bleeding money on AI tools they never use. I watched the pattern over and over again. Companies buying up hyped up AI solutions only to ditch them 3 months later. The problem, they're buying based on hype, not strategy. At my agency, we filter every AI investment through a 3 questions framework. That's it. And that saved our clients tens of thousands of dollars on wasted AI spend. In this video, I am walking you through the exact framework so you know exactly which AI tools to buy, build, or skip entirely. I will cover the 3 question framework, give you real life examples, and the common red flags that you need to avoid if you want to make it work for your business. Let's get into it.
Alright, here's the decision tree. There are 3 questions for every AI investment that you make, whether it's a $20 per month tool or a $50,000 custom build. This goes through the exact filter. So coming to the first question is whether it is actually worth solving this problem. I know that sounds obvious, but most of the businesses skip this step. So this filters out something that is perceived as a problem for you, but it's not actually a problem. Something that you might think is annoying you, but it's not actually a problem for your business. So if you can't tell me how many hours it's taking per week, or how much it's costing you, or how many deals you're losing because of it, it's not a real problem yet. So let me give you a real example on some of the scenarios in your business. So the first scenario is you would want an AI to make your social media posts go viral. So that's not a problem, that's a wish. There's no AI tool that can solve that, so you would rather skip the step. So the next scenario is that you are spending 8 hours a week manually copying data from emails to your CRM. Now that's a problem. That's something that you can measure, and it's costing you real time. So, and it's also repetitive, and that passes the first question. So if you can't quantify the pain, don't move forward. You're not ready. But if you can move on to the next question, which is whether it's repeating or no. This is where we filter off one-off tasks, because here's the thing, automation has a cost, whether it's the time to set it up or the monthly cost. You are making an investment, and if the problem only happens once a month or once a quarter, it's almost never worth automating. Here's the general rule of thumb that we follow with our clients: if it's not happening at least weekly, just do it manually. Let me give you few scenarios based on this question. So the first one is you spend 2 hours writing your monthly newsletter. This sounds annoying, but 2 hours every 12 months, it's just 24 hours a year. You're better off using Claude with a good prompt. So the next scenario is that you're answering the same 30 customer questions every day via email, and now that's repeating and it happens daily. So that's taking you hours every single week, and it's worth investing in, so you can move forward. So if it's not happening weekly or more, stop here, save your money. But if it is, you can go to the next question, which is, does it take significant time or cost? This is the ROI filter, because even if something is a problem and it's repeating, it still might not be worth the investment. The benchmark that we use is it should cost you 4 hours per week minimum, or if there's a high cost associated with the errors like losing deals or compliance issues, then it might be worth investing in. If it's not, it's not worth the time and investment. But if it's a 30-minute tasks that happens just once a week, don't automate it. The setup time alone would take up more time than you would save. So let me give you a few scenarios on the question. So the first scenario is that you're spending 30 minutes every Monday pulling your sales report from a software. So that's 30 minutes every week, which is for 52 weeks, and that costs you 26 hours a year. That's not worth building something custom for. You can maybe use a simple dashboard tool, but don't over engineer this. So the next scenario is that you're spending 15 hours a week manually processing customer service emails. That's costing you 60 hours a month, and that's worth investing in. So if you make it past all the 3 questions, you have one decision to make, which is, would you rather build a custom tool or buy a market ready tool in the internet? For example, if the problem is specific to your workflow, it uses your specific data and your specific process, you should go the custom route, and it's going to cost you approximately 2k to 50k depending on the complexity. And also the ROI timeline is usually 1 to 3 months. And if your problem is something that's a standard problem in your business, and a lot of businesses have, like appointment scheduling or email management, you can go down the ready-made tool route, and it's going to cost you $20 to $500 per month, and you get immediate ROI if it works. So let me walk through this decision tree based on a problem that's common to every business out there. So the problem is that you're getting 50 customer service emails every single day and it's costing you 3 hours to respond to all of them. So let's just walk through the tree. So the first question is whether it's actually a problem or no. The problem is obvious. It's that it's costing you 3 hours every single day to respond to the email and you're getting 50 such emails and it passes the criteria. And coming to the next question, whether it's repeating, yes, it's happening every single day and also it's taking you a lot of time, so it passes the question as well. And the next question is whether it takes significant time or cost. Yeah, that's costing you approximately 3 hours every single day, and over a span of a year that's like 3000 hours. And so the final question is whether you should be building something custom or you should buy a ready-made tool out there. So if the features that you're looking for are general, like just to answer some questions based on a knowledge base, you can go down the ready-made tool route. But if you want some extra features like human escalation or any metrics tracker, you can opt to the custom route. So if you're going down the custom route, it's going to cost you 2k for the setup and 200 for maintenance. So the ROI is obvious. So if you're saving 12 hours every single week at $50 per hour, that's saving you $600 per week, and it pays for itself in 5 weeks. That is smart. That's a smart investment and it passes the tree. Alright, before you go run this framework in your business, let me show you some common red flags that you need to avoid. Alright, the first red flag is that you're thinking that because everyone else is doing it, you must be doing it as well. That's not a problem, that's just FOMO. Just because your competitors has a chatbot doesn't mean that you need one. If you're just getting 3 inquiries a day, you don't need automation, you just need better marketing. And the second red flag is that you think that this would be cool to have, and that's exactly the problem, because cool doesn't pay the bills. I've seen businesses spend $10,000 on cool looking AI features but nobody uses it. If it's not solving a problem, something that's repetitive, you just have to skip it. So the third red flag is that you're trying to automate something that's complex and something that's variable. So here's the thing, some processes need human judgment, be it be for client strategy, creative direction, or complex negotiations. AI is not good at doing these things, so you're better off allowing your human employees to do so. These don't automate well, so you don't have to force it. So the final red flag is that you'll build something custom when a $20 tool exists out there. You don't have to over engineer any solution. If there's something ready-made, if there's a ready-made tool out in the market that solves your problem, you're better off going down that route instead of spending a lot on building a custom tool. For example, if you have a scheduling problem, you are better off using Calendly instead of spending $5k on a custom scheduler. And the tree only works if you are being honest with yourself. Don't bend the answer to justify a purchase that you want to make. Alright, let me just brief you on everything that I've just said. So if you're taking one thing from this video is this decision tree. So let me make this dead simple for you. So the first question is whether it's actually costing you time or money. If no, you have to stop. If yes, you need to go to the second question, which is, does it happen every week or more? If no, you have to stop there. And if it does happen, you should go to the next question, which is if it's taking 5+ hours every single week. If no, you're better off building a simple tool. Don't build something custom. So if you have gone through all of these questions, then you have to decide whether you should go down the custom solution route or the ready-made tool route. So in order to make the decision, you have to look whether the process is something that has high stake and something unique to your business. If so, you have to go the custom route. If not, you're better off buying ready-made tools out in the market. And also, if the impact is very low, you can choose the latter as well. And here's the more important rule: when you are in doubt, you can better off start with ready-made market tool out there. You can always upgrade to custom later if it's not enough, but you can't get back the money that you have spent on a custom tool when a $50 per month SaaS would be a better option for you. Now here's where most people get stuck. If you're going through this tree for one problem, that's easy, you just did it with me. But most businesses have 10, 15 or more than 20 problems in their processes, and it's difficult figuring out which one matters the most, which to do first and which tools to use or what to build versus buy. That's where it gets complicated. And that's exactly what I help businesses with. I run a consultation and implementation agency where I help business owners navigate the AI era and build custom roadmap specific to their business. So if that's something that you would like to look into, you can check out the link in the description. Anyways, thanks for sticking until the end. I'll see you in the next one.